I'll let you go. It's your turn.
Okay, I'll go. So, it's kind of funny you were talking about time and time mastery. We're going to talk today about three very specific things. And, one of the things that I found in building teams and building really high functioning teams is that if you create rhythms in your day, you start to find predictable outcomes. When I think about people that have achieved great things, I was thinking the other day about Steph Curry. Do I have any basketball fans on the call? Y'all know who Steph Curry is? Like when you watch this guy shoot, you think that he's been given like some God-given blessed talent that allows him to shoot when he's off balance and drill three-pointers and nail it from any part of the court, walk down and without effort, just throw it up there. And you would think that it's not fair that he was given all those gifts and talents. And I started to do a little research on Steph to find out what his daily routine is. And one of the things that he does every single day is he shoots 500 shots. Oftentimes, after his game is over, when he's tired and fatigued, because he wants to be able to shoot great shots when he's tired and fatigued, and the other players are gassed. He tracks and shoots when he does practice like shooting from things that cause him to be off balance and
Mm.
out of sync and not square, so that in game situations he makes them. He has relentless tracking on what his percentages should be, and if he doesn't hit his percentages, he continues to shoot until he hits his percentages in all those different areas. What's fascinating to me is that it's not that he has God-given talents, although he may have some of those. It's that he puts in the effort to be a champion. And it's the thing that he does away from the game that makes him so great. And so I was thinking about that and what I wanted to deliver today. So let me share my screen with you. And I'm going to give you, I have like 3 slides and 2 concepts. And I'm going to share that with everybody. And it's all about creating rhythms of success and doing things that create like real, authentic greatness.
Kids Americans expect protected under the law, and in no
Don't yell
doubt.
at me. I don't know who's yelling at me, but don't yell at me. Let's see if we can figure out whose background's on Canvas and maybe mute them. Okay, so we're at the sales mastery call. You see my screen, everybody? Remember, if you haven't done this to become a mastery insider, all you do is if you scan the QR once, then you'll get the upgrades and the downloads of the things that I share with you on these calls. I'm trying not to do an information exchange every time I do a call. So once you've done this, you just get them. And that way my team won't keep following up with you like you're a new client coming into the pipeline. So what I want to cover today is the importance of 2 things: the daily huddle and what that daily huddle looks like, and the magic of a role play call and how to actually do it right. How do we actually role play? And that's the practice makes perfect when it's game time. On the next call, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that are different. When I'm talking about driving accountability through your organization and how do you get people to do things, like how many of you as leaders have had this emotion? I wish they wanted it for themselves as much as I want it for them. Have you ever said that? Yeah. Or like I can't make them want it. And so I don't know how to motivate them. Well, I'm going to teach you a couple of skills and things that you can do to drive accountability. And I'm going to give you a little preview and just tell you that accountability is not something you can do to someone. It's a choice they make. And so accountability, in my opinion, is love. It's not a punishment for doing something wrong. And the way most leaders approach accountability is if you don't do this, you're not going to get lead flow, or I can't help you with this, or, it's like a punishment for not doing the right thing. And accountability is not that. Accountability is when you say, I'm going to do these things, and if I don't do it, I'm going to try and do better tomorrow, and you choose to do it. It's when you give your kids curfew and they come home late, they don't stop being your kids. You love on them and you tell them that you don't want them to be in difficult situations where they have to make hard choices. And so because you love them so much, there's accountability there, not because you're trying to beat them up. So on the next call, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to give you some tools that support follow-up and lead conversion. I have had so many calls over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks with really high performers, agents and team leaders that are running incredible businesses that are trying to figure out how to adjust their spend. Do I put it into more Zillow leads? Do I do flags? Do I do homes.com now? Am I doing realtor.com, Sync, Boomtown? They got all these different places you can put money and try and generate leads. And without exception, I've gone into every single one of them and I have found tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost income or income that could be fixed if they just work their database correctly. And so I'm going to teach you how we do that. How do we actually work a database and pull the money out of it before we go out and spend more money buying more leads? Anybody interested in any of this? Mark, what do you think? Yeah, you in? I love your energy, by the way, and I appreciate you being here. Okay, so the first
Welcome.
thing,
Thank you so much.
yeah, man, I really do. Every Think about this. Every business, every culture, every team, every family has a culture, and it's either accidentally created or it's intentionally created. And what I want to do with my teams is I want to intentionally create what I call is a culture of productivity. It's a culture where people who are producing want to hang out with each other. There's a reason that Brent does calls with the inner circle. It's because they're the producers that don't need to be motivated. They don't need to be inspired, but they like to be around other people who are going somewhere and they want to go. Well, the same thing is with your teams. Our teams don't have cultures of productivity. What they have is, whoops, go the right direction here, is they have culture where people hang out and wallow in mediocrity. And we justify poor performance as I was too busy or I didn't know what to do. And so what I call the rhythm of success in a high performing team. Number one, everybody signs a 10 things to be on my team document that says these are the things they agree to if they're going to be on the team. Number two is we do a daily huddle. In the daily huddle, we meet for 15 minutes every morning. I want them, if they're going to be on Zoom, dressed for success as if they're going out to meet with clients. If they're not dressed for success and they're doing prospecting and someone says, come see me, then they got to set something for 2 or 3 hours later. I want them to get up, get showered, get dressed, be ready to go to work. You behave differently when you're dressed for success. Would y'all agree with that? Like when we get up and we're ready to meet with clients, we just behave differently. Okay, then we do a huddle. In the huddle, in this daily huddle, we look at their daily success habits. We talk about what they did well, what they need to improve on today, what their goals are for the day, how many appointments set and met. And then we go into role play. When we're done with the daily huddle, we go in and we do what's called a role play. We role play for 30 minutes. Role playing is we practice scripts and dialogues back and forth. We've got all kinds of script system. I have a whole program called I have a script for that, which is like gamified role playing. It's like cards. It tells you the scenario, what they in, the objections they're going to get, what the disc profile is, and then you role play them out. We also have a role play bot, an AI tool that we've built that's in our coaching back office where our agents can role play with each other, and then it scores them and then gives them ideas of what they could have said better, checks if they're going to actually set the appointment. We have new AI that is coming out just around the corner that is so cool. It's a role play. It's better than role play, but it's actually an AI engine that literally does the lead funnels, generates the attraction leads, and then sets the appointment for the leader. Think about that. And all you do is decide what your spend is, and it just goes out on the attraction stuff. So AI is changing the way we do business, and we use it with our role play. So when you do a role play, what I put together here is this is our guideline for role playing. I'm going to give this to you as a download today. And it's what to do, how to set up the room correctly, what you do before you start, how you set your goals, how to interact with each other, simple things like not sitting face to face. You like most of the time you're having conversations on the phone, so mimic that environment. And so we go through and we teach you how to do that. And then there's all kinds of scripts you want to role play. So we role play for 30 minutes. Now, role play is the precursor to what? Anybody want to take a stab at that?
Appointments?
Right.
Closings?
So, Mark, it's
Yeah,
like it's like
an
it's like
appointment.
the warm up before the game.
Okay.
We prospect, and so we do our daily huddle. We're dressed for success. We then role play for 30 minutes. We practice our scripts and dialogues, and then we dial. We smile and dial. We work our sphere. We work our database. We follow the A, B, and C leads, following systems. But we get on the phones and we prospect with the goal of setting appointments as a team for an hour. What do you think would happen to your teams, whatever size they are, if every day you got everybody to prospect for 1 hour? What do you think the impact would be? I'm not saying prospect every day, which is what I think they should do if they don't have any money, but like an hour. What happens? Paul, help me out. What happens when people prospect for an hour?
They get better at it.
They get better at it, and sometimes they actually set appointments and make money. Like there's this new marketing tool called Wish Marketing. It's where you sit around and wish people would call you. I've never found that to be very effective. Have you?
No, sir.
Yeah, wish marketing is not a thing, man. We got to get on the phones and we got to smile and dial. So Those are your two things: the daily huddle agenda, what we do in a daily huddle and how we do it. Number two, we role play and we get really good at the role play, and then we get on the phone and we prospect every day. That is a culture. And if you'll intentionally do that every single day, what'll happen is you'll start seeing your businesses grow and the production gaps in your organizations will start to be filled. So everything happens the way it should in your organization. The goal is to have consistent, ongoing revenue. A lot of people lead with attraction. I believe that the best attractor is success. And if you lead with revenue and you put money in people's pockets, they can afford to build attraction. They can actually they get excited about who they are and what they're doing, and they want to attract other people to it. It's so much more fun to bring somebody in to a group of winners. Does that make sense? And so let's do that. One last thing, and I only have a couple more weeks before I get it, not invite you to this. We're doing a mastermind in Salt Lake City that is team leaders 20 million in production or higher. It's team leaders only. It's going to be a very high level AI focused mastermind, October 2nd through the 4th. If you'd like to attend that, I would love to have you be in the room. It's going to be a very small group of very high performing people. We've got people doing way over 100 million. They're sharing how they're dominating in markets that are actually down 25 and 30%. What are the things they're doing to create different compensation structures with their team? And then, of course, how are we really using and planning on executing and using artificial intelligence to replace people and create greater leverage in our businesses? And there's some amazing things that we're going to demonstrate and show and talk about what's happening. So grab the QR code if you haven't done that yet. And I'd love to have you be part of the mastermind. Think about this. I called it Crazy the Mastermind because I want you to build a business that you'd be crazy to want to sell because it just prints you money and you can work in it or not work in it. It's just a good business. That's what I think about when I think about building a business. A lot of people build a business they can sell. Hey, I want you to build a business that just keeps paying you so you don't have to sell it. Like, think about that concept. You like that idea? Okay, everybody, let me just spend the last couple minutes I have with you. This is your Ask Verl time. Thanks for being on the call, everybody. We have a nice group today. Anybody have any questions for anything you're working on or that you've done in any of our calls that's working for you? I want to hear what are you doing and how's it going? What have you picked up? Mark, you've been on a bunch of these.
Well, you put me on the spot, huh?
Yeah, Mark, Tom, I'll put everybody on the spot. I don't care. I mean, I'm so easygoing. What's going well for you in your life right now? Give me a highlight.
Open houses are going well.
I love that. We do a thing called open houses on steroids. Like open houses are cash money. If you know how to work them, I love that. What do you do in an open house, Tom, that makes them work?
I'm doing them consistently, number one. I'm just every weekend I'm out there, and I promise you there's weekends where I don't feel like it. I can't remember when I had a weekend off except an EXP event or another real estate event that I'm going to. But
Yeah.
just showing up, depending on the neighborhood, I'll pass out flyers, I'll make announcements. I see people coming consistently to the same open houses. I do a lot of things differently at my open houses that a lot of agents don't. But those are things I picked up through the years, and just consistently showing up, consistently following up. People know who I am. So yeah, it's just doing the same thing. Like you said, your team gets together. We call from 8 to 9 or 9 to 10. We do scripts first, and then we call. We do scripts first, then we call. It's that consistent action, the uncomfortable, awkward, imperfect action that moves the boat forward.
So I love that. So Tom, a couple things. Do you have agents on your team that help you with the open houses and work open houses with you, or is it all you?
It's mostly all me, but I have agents that have talked to me about joining my team, and I have brought agents onto EXP. I've just it's right now it's just me and my TC and an assistant, and
Oh my gosh, I can help you. Like there is so much leverage in what you're doing because you're already fierce and out there doing it. So just know that when you're ready to actually put the structure of a real team together, reach out to me and let me help you do that. And like,
okay,
I'm gonna give you tons of stuff just to help you. And then the
cool.
second thing is when we're prospecting and we're on the phones right now, we now have an AI tool that is recording every call, listening to every call, giving us feedback at the end of the call, telling us how our salespeople did on the call. Did they set the appointment? Did they schedule the next thing? And then going into our database and actually doing the activity of scheduling the next follow-up. So we're like I would say that there's a lot of people that think AI is about creating better prompts. And that's not
Mm.
what it is. It's about creating leverage. And it's not follow up boss, but it will work in follow. It doesn't matter what your database is, it'll work in any of them. It's called
Can you
Shiloh AI,
can you use AI to help you with your follow-up in your database with your CRM?
big time,
I'd really like to learn about that.
big time. Yep. So we'll talk about all that stuff. So good stuff. I mean, I love it when you guys throw out ideas and share things. Tom, at every level of business, you're going to realize that the way that all the things you've done that have got you there are going to keep you right there. And unless we break those things and build for the next level, you won't be able to have this, 10x growth. So if you want to, if you want to keep having consistent growth, you'll be good. But if you really want to blow something up, we have to shake it up, and we got to say, okay, what are the things you're amazing at? And let's let you just focus on that. And then how do we put technology and people in place to handle all the other stuff? And then when it really gets interesting is when you become really clear on your role as a leader. And that is the two things are business development and people development. And everything else comes off your plate and you're just out there doing the two things where you get that fill you up. Casey, I love your comments. You're driving, you're commenting. I love that you're out there just like killing it in the car. So keep your eyes on the road. I don't want to have a 911 call. And
I
you're
am
muted.
unmuting because this is my very first EXP Zoom. And I'm a prior KW team leader. We just came over on Friday. My husband's a prior OP and just super excited. And thank you for the nuggets that you guys had dropped and just I'm super excited to be here. So thank
Well, we're
you.
glad you're here. Welcome to the family. This
Thank
is a
you.
this is a very, very powerful group of doers. That's my
I love
best definition. Welcome to the
it.
Doers Club.
Thank you.
Okay, other
Yeah.
thoughts or comments really quick before we wrap this up. We have just a couple minutes. CC Cruz, how you doing? Just
Thank
getting
you. Doing good.
there you are. Good to see you. What's going well in your world? What's like from a production perspective, what's happening in your world? Hmm. She's like, "Are you talking to me?" Tom's doing open houses. Mark's just glad to be here, nodding. He's all in. What's up, Paul?
I'll chime in for you, Verl.
Come on.
I'm
Oh,
the commercial guy.
I
LJ
love
is
that.
here as well, but what we do successfully and best part of my day is leverage these residential relationships and teach these agents how to identify commercial opportunities and partner up with commercial agents. And most fun I've ever had, and this venue gives us a amazing opportunity to do that stuff. And every one of these calls, even though they're mostly residential based, I take nuggets from every single one of them. It's sad to not see more people taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Hey, so what market are you in?
Amen, brother. Amen.
I'm licensed in about a dozen states, but I'm physically located in California. But over half of our volume is outside of California, though.
It's interesting. I coach a guy out of Toronto that's a several $100 million producer, and he does a lot of commercial real estate, a lot of investment real estate. And that whole market died. It just like stopped on him. And
Yeah.
so, and so we've had a complete reshift of what his focus is. And what's really interesting is what Simeon's done is he's put a phone center together, scrapped all of his agents, brought new people in, and they prospect all day, every day. And then he mentors them in where actually transactions are happening. And so he'll do 400 or 500 transactions this year. What's interesting is the market changes, but it doesn't mean we have to change. It doesn't mean we have to lower our expectations on income. It means we have to adapt with it. And so I love that you're looking at residential agents as partners, and how do we teach them how to find and identify opportunities, and how do we refer business to each other. One of the most impactful things you can do as an agent is to recognize who the experts are and build your A team of experts in every area of this business. Like, I'm not going to do a commercial deal. I'm going to call Frank. All right, is it Paul or Frank?
Either one.
Oh yeah, but that, like for me, like like that's not where my expertise is. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have partners that I refer in and out of the business that are expertise in anything. If you want to buy a nursing home, I want someone who knows that business. If you want to buy high-rise commercial condos, or you want to buy in a city, it's very different than buying a piece of something in a strip mall. Like commercial real estate is business real estate. It's complex business real estate that's often attached to, and it could be land, right? So you have all these different things. I think it's great that you're here and you're smart to be here building your network, and there's a lot of opportunity there. And everybody
Well,
should.
and the driver there is that I've been in the development and commercial business for 40 years, and I realized that nearly every single person I've ever dealt with lives in a house and has a relationship with a residential agent. So
Yep.
it's a great way to short circuit the lead generation process for sure.
You know, we teach a concept called top 50, and you make a list of the top 50 people who are most likely to give you one referral a year. This is residential real estate. But then we teach the agents after they've got that list and they've activated and it's producing, and we expect them to close 50 to 80 deals a year out of their top 50 just on referrals. Then we have another system. We take that same system and say, okay, who are the top 50 agents outside your market in markets that are moving people into your area that should be referring you business when they have people move in? Make that list of top 50. And then we list the top 50 vendors, people that you give business to that never give you any business back. And we teach them how to build that list and activate that list. So we train them on how to activate those referral partnerships. And I have so many agents that have just cash cows of referral agents in specialties all over the country. One of my buddies, one of my coaching clients, we took him from 100 million to 500 million in the Palisades. And when he sold the Hearst mansion, he reached out to 3 other agents that were all over $100 million producers that are all high dollar sellers, and said, look, let's co-list this together and let's use all of our databases. And they sold it for $75 million. And so instead of being greedy, he looks at every agent as a partner, and like, how do we help each other and how do we grow? And that's how they do those kinds of transactions. So
Amen.
I love that. All right, I got to go, everybody. Great to see you all. I'll see you all next Tuesday, and let's continue doing things to help everybody make some more money. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great week.
Thank you, Verl.
Thank you for